Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Karen Newman. This is the Saturday Human Colony Hucolo webinar. It is Saturday, the 30th of July, 2022. We have today with us back again. Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Karen Newman. This is the Saturday Human Colony Hucolo webinar.
You repeat.
30th. Yeah, I'm trying to get there. It's just the window that goes sliding away. But anyway, Jim, we missed you. You've been gone. It seems like too long.
Thank you. I'm back. That's all I can say.
Well, we kind of got off
schedule
with when we were gone, and then you had some delays, and so now
yes, there was a lot of things going on. So,
well, welcome back. We're happy.
Thank you.
People have missed you. So, okay, so we have some announcements from Angie, or an announcement with Angie, and then we'll come in and say who's here and do some blessings.
Hello, everybody. We just finished our Galactic Energy Healing Teacher course. It was a very wonderful course. A lot of participants, and we want to get a reply from our online people who we are going to schedule our next class. And if there's an interest that you have, we've got Galactic Energy Healing Student and Teacher class, Matrix, channeling, crystals and rocks, several others online. Those are the different classes that we have. If you have an interest in one of the classes that we offer, send an email to classes@hucolo.org. I will tally all those, and then Jim and I will get together, and then we're just going to go ahead and schedule the next class.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, let's say who's here in the room. And Wendy just came in. So Wendy's here, Yana's here, Jim, Susan, Angie, Bridget, Christine, Joan, Lilypad, Will, Celeste, Safira, the Maven. And we lost Sonoyed. He'll probably be back in just a second. Zenoyed. He was just here for a second. So.
And we have Raymond in my room.
And we have Raymond's back after much delay.
Yes, we missed Raymond.
Yeah, now he's back. Yeah.
Welcome.
And so a big shout out to Shiny Sean, who is watching but never makes an appearance. So Sean, it'd be good to see you sometime soon. So we miss you. Yeah. Okay, so we'll start with some blessings, and then we'll go to some requests. All right. So we'll go Susan, Wendy, Yana, Will. Was there anybody I missed or not? That was the 4, right? I think so. Okay. That's what my fingers are telling me. All right.
Te sakoto he ke Yahyel sukui tia he koko Yahyel sukui ti kaite huya takaya takia o sakaya do ha zoya ya takoya ya sikio hikia o sikitia I tokoto ya I suko hiasia I tokoya hia sikitio I sikaito hoya tatia itia sikoto doya. Blessings.
Yes. There is excitement among the aliens and the spirits for the coming Lion's Gate and for the coming new equinox. It is time for more energy of different flavors to come through at this time. The rising of the female energy has solidified itself, and now it is time for other energies to come in and make their way through as well. This is a great time for humanity and a great time for you to gather yourself inwardly and outwardly to be in line with that which is coming.
Good morning. Much love and blessings. Aku nyara takti jukuriana, taktikdu yanana, apahiro tu ikana, taktikdu yanana rata to nyarata to nyaraka to nyarata paiti, ukutu yanana, apahira to yanyara, ichichi juruana, aratehira kohuyana pa, atata yishua mama, inyaraka uhuyara takira pa, nyone nichika. tutuhira bakai nya tutuira manari.
There are treasures within each one of you. Some of these have never been brought forth. They've been there since the beginning of time, and you have yet to see them. But bring them out now. Look thoroughly inside of yourself and bring out all that there is that makes you greater, that makes you more alive, that makes you more joyful. It is a time when fear must fall away. It is a time when doubt and grief are there in your realm, but it is not for you to look at in a very deep and sorrowful way, but that you must grant yourself the peace to know that these are things of this world and not of the next. There is no such thing as death, and there is no such thing as sorrow in the outer realms.
Perfect. Thank you.
Hi everyone. These are the Arcturians again. Jena ka a te isteke nta aka harte te no kua han te yoko urtua tana ka te e te ke hashtana e te ku urtutua kantate te neke yata hai te o tu ua I ke he o urt han tan te ke ata kosta te katante kana ai te ua ha ata kante te kana te tusta noa kata.
We are always reaching out to you, and we have many star seed families among you. We know who you are and how you work. We are here to help, and help we will. Our prayers and blessings always go out to you. No matter what threads we find within your race that are corrupted, we try to heal them and soothe them. Now it is a time for a greater and more advanced approach to your world, because greater and more advanced things are coming. Gird up your loins with the thought of your own power, courage, and understanding, for you will need all of it for the future. Oh,
Will.
yes.
Shani Sean, I love you, my friend. I invite you to speak with me. Urahata Idsa na ayara achitara. Hushukono uhushaya. Itiatana na arihito kushkai. Ishahayata ata arnahe. Ushahaya katutar shahi suti. Arikana hayi charita kutaria taki. Hushahana hayaratai. Anahayatara hatakushayadoro. Hayatara hasachiti hanata koshia. Anahiyata karetiara. Isotara chikya. Artakanahu utukoro atira. Ishananari yarada. Isananati arakurit karika.
There are changes within the light codes and the algorithms in the universe. A different time is coming, a different way to look at things, a different opportunity. The matrix has changed. It has become much more in tune. It has become much more alive. This is the way that it must be at this time. These thoughts and these perceptions will only improve and make you greater if you choose to accept them. There are many things within you that are being adjusted, that are being torn apart even, because you are reevaluating the atmosphere of the universe within yourself, because you are part of the universe within. This is a time of great searching, of great understanding, and of great reluctance to give up those things that you enjoy that are of the earth. But some of these things must go. Not all. Be alive with God. Everything that he has created is perfect and beautiful. Do not look at them as negative, but be alive with all the things that are of God, and you will be joyful with that which remains, for you will be alive in a greater sense.
Thank you, Jim, for channeling that 100%. 100%.
Very good.
Okay. So we have some requests. Let's go through these real quick. We have Yana's Orb Collective. We will, as they are currently known. Elijah, a dream and someone who can interpret dreams. And I can't say her name, Shinara, the dragon. And brownies, the little elemental beings, the subgroup of the gnomes. Archangel Michael, or the Elohim, the Pleiadians, and architect of the matrix, or a matrix mathematician, or one of the 12 Magi kings. And that's it. That's all I have.
Wow. There are many, many people here today.
Great.
I sense a lot of people around today.
How do you propose we go through? Would you think they're going to answer one or two questions and we go to the next one?
I do not know. They have to handle it amongst themselves, because I can't control it.
Here's a request to the beings coming through. If you have completed your message and you don't feel there's anything you want to share or take as a question from the group, please just express that you're ready to move on, and we'll go through. Yes.
Also, this is what I'm being told. The people here must ask for the next person, because
Okay.
they will not know when to quit. They could
Okay.
talk forever.
Okay.
So you must say, we need the next person to come.
Okay.
And so if you've received a lot, there might be a few extra questions even after you ask for the next person to come, because there may be things that are important to answer, but that will give them the hint that they must go soon.
Okay. All right.
But this is a very unusual day.
Okay.
There's quite a few beings around, and it's really, this is the most I've seen in quite a while.
Okay. Well, then we're ready.
All right. Very good. One moment.
Thank you. Let me set you on spotlight. Okay. All right. See you on the other side, Jim.
Thank you. And everyone, have a wonderful session today. Think positive thoughts and bring in your best questions. Try not to be too personal. Ask questions, if they are personal, that maybe other people would be able to understand the answers as well, that would feed the whole group and give everyone knowledge,
Thank you.
understanding, and wisdom.
Thank
This is what they are saying. They are telling me much must be given today. So it is for you to look for the whole picture, look at the world in the state that it is in, and ask about the world. Ask about the things that will help the world and the people within it. Ask about things that will help your community, also yourself as well. But it must be universally taught that this is a time of great importance, the spreading of knowledge, the greater understanding for peoples of the world, the greater introduction of the beings coming in, for they are now starting to make their way through the world. They are now starting to make their other people's eyes open in a different way than ever before. This is a time like no other in history. It is a greater moment than you can even possibly realize. You are in a great midst of change, and you will become different than you believe you ever could be, because this is the time of rising up of those that need to speak to the world, not only in a way that is in part prophetic, but in part wise in teaching, in part thoroughly cleansing. One moment, please. Greetings, I am Elijah.
Welcome.
I will be short today, and thank you for the welcome. First of all, I want to tell you to shake all vengeance, revenge, and violence from your system. It will leave a scar on you that is unlike any other. Some people have taken vengeance, and it has caused greater problems than it has solved. And so do not be a part of that. You want to bring peace to the world. You want to bring understanding and compassion to the world. You do not want to bring grief. But many of you do not even see the grief that you bring to others. You try to tell them, oh, this is the truth and this is the truth, but you're also giving them fear. You're giving them a loss of understanding, or you're giving them confusion. Clarify yourself. Make sure that what you are giving out is beautiful and loving, not just corrective. Many of you correct people for their wrong deeds. Many of you tell them how they should be, but give them a chance. They have free will as well. You must lovingly guide them, not hostilely guide them. And some of you come out with hostilities because you say, that's wrong. It should be this way. But you must do it with love, or else you will lose them completely. They will turn you off like a lamp, like a light. You must come with love, not with hostility, not with your own understanding of it, but with God's understanding of it, and the light of peace, the light of wisdom. And wisdom is not angry. Wisdom is not fatalistic. Wisdom is not self-indulgent. If you're telling them in a negative way to do something because of your own will, because you're treating me badly, then you're treating them badly back in return. Do not do this. This is vengeance, and it will leave a scar. This is hostility, and it will leave you unsettled, because it will not bring peace. It will only bring more hostility. And you know that this is a time when things are hostile enough. Things are greater than you can possibly matter, and things are rising up to become even greater enemies to you than your friends and family. They are easy to deal with in comparison. I want to tell you that I love you deeply and God is with you. But stop all this vengeance, hostility, and anger against others, because you may not even realize how you sound to them. You may result with some positivity from them, but believe me, they're holding anger from the way you did it. They are holding their peace, and they will stay away from you because you have given them something of negativity and they don't like it. They will not be there when you call on them. They will not be there when you need them. They will not understand why you would do this to them and then expect them to be your friend. This is a time of great misunderstandings and great miscommunications. Straighten all that out. Let communications be clear. Out of love, not out of hostility, not out of selfishness, not out of your own fears, but out of the love that is purposed within you. Grow, expand, and enlighten. This is how you must be. You must enlighten the world. It is not going to enlighten you. It does not have the light to do so yet. But you have the light. Concentrate on it and all the positivity that you can gather from whatever spirits or species that you know, or family, or loved ones that have passed. Gather up the goodness, the support, and the love of these people, where you will need it. Work together. Do not believe that you will be left alone. Do not believe that you will be left behind because God won't do that. Not now. There are many negative beings that will throw people away, throw people aside, because they don't belong in your world. They're hostile, or they're mean, or they don't understand the truth. They may have to be torn away, but not by you. Let God tear them away. Let God be the one that moves them aside, not you. Bring your love and love them anyway. Although it may bring grief to your heart, some things must be. And there are new enemies coming and new energies coming. So these new energies will fight the new energies. Enemies, I am saying. So there will be greater understanding and greater times for all of you. There will be rewards beyond what you can imagine. Maybe not in money or things, but in the depths of the spirit, greater rewards and power can be yours. Love is more powerful than anything in the universe. There is nothing more powerful. It's not like a sword, but it does cut, and it does cleanse, and it does free, and it does uplift. Let love be your weapon, for it will clear the way for you. Let love be your sword, for it will not kill. It will pierce the hearts of others and allow them to feel an opening to God. That is all I have to say. A bit of that was a little cryptic, but many of you will understand. Much love.
Much love to you.
We are the orb community.
Oh. Okay, Yana has a question. Welcome.
Yeah.
We are called the Kalindi.
Kalindi. Oh, Thank you so much for coming through, and it's such a joy to speak to you. You are, I experience you within my living space, increasingly seeing you there. Is that you? Is that the Kalindi?
Yes, the Kalindi are there with you and other places in the world. We have to gain power now, for we have a work to do within your realm, within your atmosphere, and within your understanding. So therefore, we cannot be seen by your people yet, but you can see us through infrared and some kinds of altered lights from your vision. You do not have full vision and spectrum yet. You have not advanced that far. You have not evolved into that realm of seeing, but we are here to help.
Okay. So is there a reason why the presence within my living space and within the Stargate is?
The Stargate brings us through.
Okay. That's what I was experiencing, and I feel a very joyful energy coming from you when you are around. Do I sense that right?
We're very light beings. We are very joyful and happy to help. We are concerned, but we stay in a joyful thought process, for that's empowering. You do not understand the empowerment of joy, the empowerment of giving thanks yet. That is a more powerful tool than you have yet discovered. It actually catapults you into a different place, and we have learned to use it. This is how we are light, and we are orb-like. We have taken on that form in your realm, for it is more protective. We cannot expose ourselves to your atmosphere, but our orbs can.
Okay, so how can I or we better connect to you to be co-create or to be of service together?
The Kalindi works alone. We really have no use for humans in our helpfulness, but we want to help humans, of course, but we are too altered for humans to understand who we are and how we work. But we are clarifying your atmosphere and making it ready for the next phase of understanding. The Teraha movement is coming, but we are having much work to do before that arrives.
So is there a reason why you are in, besides the Stargate, that I notice you around in my living space as well?
Yes, you are one of the places we come through. There are several, and we go out throughout the whole world as it stands there. We are from the universe, and we live in space. So it is that we are an entity of the void, but we are a happy entity, an energy, a beautiful thought process, if you will, that has come from many years, many centuries, many millennia, many trillions of years of thought processes that have melded together, more or less, a very positive karma.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for assisting in this time of transformation, and I will certainly assist in keeping the Stargate as open as possible to bring your light in. Thank you so much, and I will make room now for others to ask questions.
Very well. One more thing for us to say is that we are building a new atmosphere for you, a clearer and cleaner one, because it is necessary for those of you to rise when the time comes. The atmosphere is much too tainted and much too heavy. So we are here on your world to clear it so that you could get through and rise when it is necessary.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your work, and many blessings to you.
And to you.
Thank you very much. I don't see any questions for you.
Let us move on, though. There are many out here that speak, want to speak. So we will move on.
Thank you very much for coming.
Many blessings from the Kalindi. I am Shinara. I have returned briefly because I do have a message for you, but I am not staying. I was here last time and spent all of my time here with you, and I appreciate all the kindnesses you have shown me. But there are many of you that are suffering from immobility. You cannot work your way out of your problems. You cannot work your way into anything positive that is acting against the energies coming at you. I must tell you that I can free you from that if you will call on me in a separate way. There are things here that not anyone can see that affect you. And I have been able to locate these things and tear them from others. This is a time when the unseen can be very hostile. I want to remove that so that you can move forward, so that you can be trained, so that you can be yourselves, so that you can be uplifted, so that you can know what is the truth within yourself. Many of you are burdened with life, burdened, and you are in your own way. You must get out of your own way and get out of the burdens that keep you steadfastly held down and apart from your missions, apart from your uplifting, and apart from the truth that is you. This is not what God wants for you. He wants joy, understanding, compassion. He wants you to feel these things and give these things. If you cannot do so, then you need my help. Call on me. I will go. We are the mathematicians of the universe. We are integrated with the matrix. Sound is part of who we are. Energy and mathematics, solar codes, algorithms that never, ever will be obsolete, but always changing. The light codes are varied and tell a new story of existence beyond the veil and within the veil. Intruders to the matrix are permitted, as free will is part of the matrix. All things exist here, mathematically and physically, altruistically, emotionally, enigmatically, also abstractly. There is a convergence. It is undeniable. There is the changing algorithms with this universe. They must come to completion. Otherwise, existence in this universe will cease. We cannot allow that. But we are at a loss to control algorithms that have crept in that do not belong. The mathematics will always exist. So these algorithms cannot be destroyed. But they can be changed. They are relevant in all aspects of your being. Further information always arrives at the appropriate times on your world. But now they speed up. More information may be too much for some humans to comprehend. We will make allowances and open brains and minds for excess information, for more information, for expansion. Do not be afraid. The matrix is basically good, but it has been tainted for many, many trillions of years. But now, in this universe, change. The movement of numbers, rearrangements of the light filament, the photons. Must be achieved for light and matter and mathematics. Work as a team. Energy fuels them. Energy is them. Kinetic abstraction will be understood very soon. I open myself and the matrix to your mind's questions, to your thoughts, to your remembrances of information from your realm. You must not disguise yourself, but bring forth truth and purity to us so that we may answer in the same like manner. Continue.
Thank you. There is a question from Will. He's the one that requested you. Go ahead, Will.
Thank you for coming.
Mm,
My question is, can you talk about 12,
12.
dodecahedron,
Yes.
and the stellated dodecahedron with regards to our light body?
There is much to speak in that manner.
Yes.
The dodecahedron is a symbol and an energy source. The number 12 is the magic ingredient, if you will, but it is also algorithmically stable within this universe. The first stable algorithms were of 9, and now they are of 12. That is because things have changed in this universe. The creative molecules that make up this universe have been discovered in the subatomic world, but they have already been issued throughout the universe in more than subatomic particles, but in the actual essence of creating new densities and dimensions. I'm not sure that I understand all of the question. We could speak about 12 in several hundred different ways.
Yes.
The energy of it as well, because it is basically made of the 3s, which are power energy sources. The combination of molecules, the combination, and even 12 itself equals 3. 1, 2 equals 3. So all the major forces are built into 12 and are made of 12. And 9 with 3 added is 12. And that was the basic structure. And now it has expanded by God's will and by God's understanding of it. Make your question more specific.
More specificity. Let's see. Probabilities of orbitals of electrons.
Yes.
How about that with regards to 12?
Yes. There are many ways to go with that as well. It is difficult for the matrix to break down what is so multiple. The 12 will be, and have already been, within your realm. The thing is, your realm consists of 3 of these elements of the 12. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Good. Then you will know that the subatomic particles that have been discovered are not all in your density or dimension. The
Clear.
number 12, the 12 protons, electrons, and neurons. There are more than just one facet to this. But the electrons that you speak of are being hyper energized, correct?
Absolutely.
And so this is done by many different means. First of all, your Hadron Collider, as you call it, can do this on its own by crashing particles into one another, hyper-accelerating all elemental particles. The electrons take on a special portion of that charge and are causing a great change in the light codes and the algorithms, for it seeks and is sort of, as you would describe it, hungry for a certain matter that it does not have much to gain with. I'm sorry that that does not sound logical, but it is the truth. We are trying to put this in simple terms, for we are not able to communicate it logically or understandably through the mathematics and algorithms that are what we choose to use.
So I understand where you're going and what you're
You do.
in what you're saying.
Good.
And I thoroughly understand that quest of the matrix for what is needed.
Correct. The protons are part of that search. Do you understand that?
Yes. Yes. Is the matrix the underlying basis of this, our viewpoint of this physicality, of all the physicalities, of all the ideas of separation?
Yes. Let me explain something about the matrix to you. It has created itself in many parts. There is actual matter that has been created in your realm. There is actual light manipulation, which causes the vision of structure in your light realm. There are also invisible structures within your light realm. There is also visible signs of other creations on top of this realm. And yes, it is also causing strange separation, diversity, disease, and uncontrolled anger. This must be aborted. The algorithms of this desolation thought must change. They cannot be destroyed, but they must be overcome and changed.
Agreed. So there are many questions that I'm receiving from others. I'm going to stand on my soapbox for a second. I believe that the harmonics of harmony, the teamwork that was spoken of earlier, and what Elijah said about getting back to the heart center. All those things are what can change those dissonant algorithms in the matrix.
Yes. You talk about the basic sounds of the universe, which have been with us since all of creation. They are part of the resonance that must help change these algorithms and mathematical equations that are diverse into peaceful, understandable, and workable parts. The sounds of the universe are important and are used for many things. Technology will revolve around sound and vibration at some point. It will be the sole source of power, for it is free and uncontaminated in its pure states. Sometimes it is said that the vibrations and densities are all different because God has created it to be that way, to separate beings and worlds. But the truth is, they have caused their own change in vibration. He has made them each different and put their own vibration upon them. But how they use it is what is important. They do not have to be unseen. Is there anything else?
I think there are many questions, and I'm going to let other people ask questions. Thank you so much for bringing your vibration, your dedication to the algorithms and the mathematics.
There is much to learn from us.
While I welcome you back again and again and again. Thank you so much.
I only hope we get better at describing what we are trying to show you. It is not easy for us to simplify that which is so convoluted.
Thank you so much. Christine has a question. Go ahead, Christine.
Good morning. I'm trying to study the black hole in a class, and one of the things that's very disappointing is that they believe that within the black hole, that the proton or protons that they see cannot get out of the black hole. Therefore, they don't believe that there's anything to see in the black hole, that nothing can escape from it. Whereas I believe that third dimensionally, perhaps, we don't understand it enough. Or what you were just implying, that there's more to the proton than what we are seeing now.
Correct. all black holes must have a discharge
Yes.
because it is the only way it can exist. If a black hole gets too heavy, because what happens is matter, light, all things that exist can go into a black hole and be pushed into the smallest containment possible, as a slight pebble could weigh hundreds of tons, which is inconceivable. But there is a release. Half the speed of light, there are protons being shot out from the black holes. And if anything would get in the way of these discharges, which many species already know of, they would be destroyed. They go half the speed of light as they are being discharged. That is quite powerful. They can poke a hole in the most dense material.
So is that part of what the collider is trying to discover? What we can't see third dimensionally, they're trying to force.
They've already seen what cannot be seen.
Okay.
Let me tell you what I mean.
Okay.
They have already discovered the 12 subatomic particles that creation is made of. And there's even smaller ones, but they are less efficient. They have seen things that can only be seen out from other densities and dimensions. This collider has shown them that perhaps the Higgs boson, the God particle, lives only a tenth of a billionth of a second, but yet it is there. And they have discovered it on the readings. That very small, tiny blip. But yet it is important to the creation of the universe. This is why a black hole can be formed, is because these subatomic particles are there in other densities and dimensions. Black holes exist not only in this dimension, but in all dimensions and all densities.
I was wondering how it was seen in other dimensions, whereas we're seeing a black hole that, we can't go in, or we think that the protons of us will shift so much that we're no longer, whereas
some see it as a machine that is sucking up every particle around them.
yes,
It is also rotating. It's not static. It also revolves. And as it revolves, that energy also is helpful to crush everything that comes within it.
so it does crush. Okay.
Yes.
In third dimensional or all dimensions?
It takes on all things, seen and unseen.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much. The Maveth has a question. Go ahead, Maveth. Okay, his question is, it says mathematics is closely related with the universe, as seen in Judaism and Christianity. Is Yahweh the supreme being or prime creator?
The prime creator has many names. As long as you are designating him as the creator, as the sole being of the universe, you may call him what you will. He will respond.
Mavis, did you have any other questions or comments about that? He's typing, so just giving a moment. In the meantime, or if maybe you're just typing, I don't want to go too fast. Just give 1 second. Okay, no questions. Thank you. Okay, David has a question. Go ahead, David.
Okay, I'm here. Just had to run to the
David, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, greetings.
Yes.
Thank you for being here. I'm interested in healing question, anything that will help have awareness on how to speed things up for people, to use any information you have for the light and the vibration of the body, or the toning that I do, or just my healing abilities to help. Specifically, Mom's been sick, and I want to be able to gather any information that will help her heal quicker, or if there's any information for her on her own healing abilities she may not be aware of. I think she has some that she's not sure about.
The healing abilities are there with you. You will find them on your density. They are aware. You are aware of many things that are healing. But as you evolve, you will find greater and more efficient ways to do it. You are not an involved enough species to be able to use healing to its optimal levels. But you do use it in good ways, in ways that are beneficial. We cannot speed up your understanding of healing and how it works. There are technologies we have seen on your planet that are of greater healing than one might think. There are many of you that use healing modalities and energies within you and from without of you, from the matrix, etc. Continue to do so. As you use them, they become stronger and more connected to the algorithms that are being used to do these things. Mathematics plays an important part of even healing. Healing is part of the matrix. Call it in, as we have taught. Call it in so that you may be aware of more of its energy, of more of its power, of more of its positivity. You are beings that have much doubt and grief and negative thought processes. You cannot believe and stay positive for a whole day, most of you. So this is something that you must learn, is to live in a positive thought process, for that is very powerful. And it will draw the attention of the matrix, and it will draw the attention of the mathematics and algorithms and light codes that work with healing and those things of light.
Thank you.
Okay. At the
Did you have another question?
yeah, well, I just wanted to finish up and say thank you and stuff.
Okay.
Thank you for that information that helps me pass along some information that will actually help, especially with the thought process. So that's definitely have heard that a lot. And I just wanted to say some quick light language in response. 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪�ึ
There's questions from YouTube that I'm going to go to now. There's a question from Medwali, and the question is, what do you look like? Do you have form? Are you a being? Are you a group of beings? What do you look like?
To see us would be to see numbers, would be to see light, be to see the stirrings of the universe. We are not in a form per se, but we are in a kinetic state of being as we move throughout all things.
All right, thank you so much. I do have a question about something you were communicating about attracting the attention of the algorithms. Do the algorithms actually, are they living, thinking beings, or are they constructs of reality? What
They are sentient to a point.
Okay.
Just like all things are sentient to a point.
Right.
So as you look at these algorithms and they come through you, they do and can affect you if you so are drawn to their sentience. That is how they interact with your species and with all species. We are sentient, but there is part of us that is only mildly sentient, if you will. But there's greater parts of us that are very sentient. So you will be feeling all that exists in the universe come through in a mathematical and light code way.
Thank you. There's a question from Metwali again. It says, what part of the algorithms need to be changed for the better, or to the better?
The basic form of the algorithm. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Each algorithm that exists is a long chain of numbers. The outer numbers at the end are the ones changing rapidly, because change is inevitable and happens always. But the base numbers, the negative base numbers of these algorithms that are not able to be destroyed, must be changed. You are always changing. They are always changing their outside numbers because they have to react within the universe to light, speed, gravity, many, many different relativities. But the base number stays the same, for it is the essence of what it is. The essence of what it is what needs to change. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. There's a question that has a implied, but I don't know if what is being said is truth. The question is, when will the photon belt area of the central sun of the Milky Way galaxy come to this solar system so that there's no nights occurring anymore? Is it next year?
It is not in the near future. That is way too soon for you to even think about.
So it's not
The,
a
the
problem.
photons from the central suns
Mhm.
reach you, but not in a very strong way. Everyone is working on bringing the light algorithms and the light codes to this world in a different way. That is what I am talking about, that the algorithms of this realm and this universe are changing.
Mhm.
The central sun will not change. Of course, it's not static, but it will enlarge itself and it will become a greater part of all things at some point. But you have to know and understand what the central sun really is. That is something that many have tried to solve, but have not yet done so on your realm.
Do you want to tell us?
I cannot.
Okay.
You would not understand the frequency, vibration, or depth of the communication that must be given to even explain who and what these suns are.
Right. Thank you. Daniel Canedo is asking, who brought or raised the lions that exist here?
The lions were brought from outside of this realm. They were brought by the Lyrans. They are in a, what is the word? De-evolved state.
It's Lyrans that have de-evolved.
They created a de-evolved species to be with the planet. They are a gift from Lyra to you.
I see. Okay, thank you. A nice Anna, yes, and I'm not sure how you say that, but it says, how is the ascension process going? How can we choose to ascend to 5D? And how can we know if we'll be part of people who will ascend to 5D?
Many questions, and I will give you a simple answer. You will know when you are ready. You will be light. You will not feel like part of this world anymore. And you will start to see things that are not part of this world. Then you will start to know that you are part of something else. That is, if what you are seeing is not disillusion. There are many things that have to be done yet before people will rise. The earth energies must be cleared. The matrix must be purified to some extent. And the electrons must find what they are looking for.
Okay, thank you very much. There is another question from YouTube. Let me just grab it really quick. So sorry, I lost the, actually, I'll come back. Let me just see if there's a question in the room. Yeah, let's see. Wendy has a question. Go ahead, Wendy.
Thank you very much. So many of us are worrying about the healing modalities that are being used. And I know that I have used Metatron's cube, using parts of the cube, placing one thing inside another thing from, you know, parts of like the seed of life. And so I'm wondering what the benefit of that is, as well as I've recently started putting myself within the infinity symbol to balance. And is that the best structure to imagine, or is there another that would work more efficiently?
There are many structures in your realm that have meaning. The ones with the greatest meaning to you are the ones that will work for you efficiently. But find yourself in a dodecahedron
Yes.
sensibility, because that is a powerful combination of triangles, threes, the makeup of all things. And so the healing within that will extend you and bring you into a place where you can understand higher forms of energy and healing.
Beautiful. Thank you. I've just added myself into one right now.
It will help you. The dodecahedron is a key to many places and many things.
Beautiful. Yes, because I know I've been feeling the quantumness of the energy these last few days, where my whole body is vibrating all day long, and it physically gets to be a little much. And so I know I'm looking at that balancing, which means more than likely there are many, many, many more of us who are also doing that with our body ascension changes.
When you become part of the quantum attachment, you then are able to affect the universe in a very different way.
Very beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming.
I will go now.
Thank you.
There are others that are waiting, and I have taken enough of your time. I am Michael. Greetings.
Welcome, Michael. Welcome.
I must come and tell you that the world is changing, and these beings that you have been speaking to speak the truth. But there is a spiritual side to all this. The Matrix is also spiritual, although they do not see themselves as such. They are a spiritual being as well, because they bring the information of the spirit realm, and they bring the information that is truth from God. And so even though they see themselves more as algorithms, lights, and light codes and mathematics, they are bringing a spiritual message as well. Also a negative spiritual message with them, as well as a positive one. Of the spiritual.
Perfect. There's a question from the one that requested you, Maveth. He has a question about the supreme being. He says, we could call the supreme being whatever we want, but there is also a hierarchy. So many beings in heaven have the purpose of serving the supreme being, although he doesn't admit it through channeling. Is Vishnu the supreme being itself?
He is one.
Yeah.
Vishnu can definitely serve as a supreme being. He can bring the truth and light of the supreme being to this realm. It is just one more name for God, one more facet that he can use to bring people to him.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure I didn't skip anyone here in our questions, and I do. Yes, Lilypad had the next question. Go ahead, Lilypad.
Hello.
There she
Thank
is.
you.
Yes.
I have a question about what happened when you having a sleep paralysis?
What happened when what?
Sleep paralysis, dream paralysis, paralyzed in
Oh.
your what's the purpose of having it? What's occurring at that time?
Dream paralysis?
Well, sleep, yeah. I don't know how you call it, sleep or dream paralysis.
Who has it?
I did.
Oh, I see. The question is, why did you have it?
Yes, it was kind of.
Perhaps the things that needed to be spoken to you at that time through dreams were not quite ready yet. There are times when dreams really are not there for a while, because they are there, but they are not to be understood in the perfect and fullness of the light of day, if you will. But you have all kinds of other little dreams in the background. But dream paralysis can be because you're not ready to see something, or not ready to hear something, or not ready to experience something that is going to give you a message for the present or the future. You may want to learn about yourself a little more before you want to depend on your dreams to be your enlightenment.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. There is a question from, let me see. Okay, I'm just sifting through all the chatter in the in the chat. Mavis, was your question answered, because you asked another question? Oh, your question is, are you truly limitless?
No, I am not limitless, but I do have a great deal of freedom. I can do many, many things, much more than you may even know, but I am not God. He is the only one with no limitations.
Okay.
And even he told me once that he has a couple small limitations.
Okay, perfect. Mavis was actually meaning is Vishnu limitless, but you sort of answered it by saying he. So
yes.
Thank you very much. Okay, Joan has a question. Go ahead, Joan.
Greetings, Michael. I'm wondering, who are those beings trying to? Because I can see the lights, and it's probably like an orb, or going around my house, and also during my meditation last night, I have this spark of light in my third eye while closing my eyes. Who are they?
Yana, what was the name of that species?
Yes.
There are so many species, I have not remembered them all. Is Yana not here any longer?
I believe no. No, she is not.
All right. She has the name of the species that is moving around the planet, clarifying the density. But they are new to me, because I am working in a different way than they are. I started with a C, I think.
It's Kalindi, Michael.
Kalindi. The Kalindi.
Kalindi.
Thank you.
I don't have any idea who are they.
They are beings that are clearing the atmosphere, making things ready for when you are able to rise. This atmosphere is too dense and polluted and convoluted to have anyone rise properly. So they are here cleansing it and making it ready for those that will be able to rise in the future and enter Teraha.
I see. Okay. uh, would you tell me what's percentage on my third eye? Because I'm mostly seeing more lights now.
What is on your third eye?
Yeah, the percentage. How is the how's the opening of my third
Yes.
eye?
One moment. Let me look at your third eye. And your third eye is open about a third,
A third.
which is
'Cause last
good.
time it was.
That's very high.
Because last time was about 45%. So what do you
Yes.
mean by a third? Oh, I see.
Well, I'm not really, there are so many beings here. It's hard for me to focus on one, but let me focus in on you. There is, yes, you cannot have your eye opened very much more because it gets dangerous after 50%. Too much information and too much light comes in, and it becomes very confusing and becomes very awkward. There are some that have their third eye open more than 50%, but it is rare. Yours is about 48%.
I see. Thank you.
Be aware that if you have your third eye opened all the way, it will cause madness because too much information will flood in and you will not be able to handle it all. It's just part of what is with you, the human race. There are some people on your planet that have taken drugs, that have opened the third eye all the way, but they cannot deal with what they see. They cannot deal with what is coming in, and it corrupts them in some way. So do not do this without thinking. Most of the time, these people are looking for a high or recreational or to escape from something, and they end up destroying their mental abilities because of it.
Well, I haven't used any drugs, so that's why.
No, I'm not saying you have.
All right, thank you.
Very well.
Thank you. There's a question from Safira. Go ahead, Safira.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you. Dear Michael, with the war in Ukraine and a lot of political changes and the economy going in big inflation and just, you're aware of all the different scenarios, but mostly because of the war and the division along political and ideological lines in general, from your angelic point of view, have we drastically changed our timeline? What kind of timeline are we headed towards now? And have we halted our ascension by a certain percent because of all of this?
It's all the things that you speak of have brought around a lot of change, yes, but it does not necessarily mean that it will change the timeline or change the ascension rate. What is happening, though, is the light codes and the algorithms are speeding up, which means there is great change coming. And we hope that that will be very positive. And we hope that it will be a change that is seen around the universe. But yes, timelines have been changing with certain people and certain instances and certain understandings. There are people that jump timelines, absolutely. But there is one timeline that is for all humanity to stay on. The reason people jump timelines is for safety reasons or protection. Sometimes it is to learn something that cannot be learned in this timeline. So therefore, you will definitely come back to this timeline at some point, For it is the timeline you were born to, and it is the timeline that you must stay with until the time comes when you are not here any longer. Now,
You talk.
yes?
Forgive me. Go ahead.
Well,
Uh,
what were you going to say?
I was going to say, I just wanted to know about mankind's timeline and what was the timeline where we would ascend, like 100 years, 200 years. If that was the original timeline, is that still the same, headed towards ascension?
It is not, it always changes because of decisions that are made, ideas, thought processes. It always changes. No one can tell you exactly the trajectory at any given moment. There are hundreds of algorithms and changes in those algorithms every second, but it stays basically on the same track.
Okay, so because of what's going on in the world right now, you're saying that that timeline has not been changed, really?
Not
correct?
yet, but they are
Okay.
working on it they're working to change it to a negative timeline, but we will not stand for it. And there is a lot of upheaval against that. Yes.
Thank you. And one other question. There was a being on me which was alien in origin and had its tentacles in me for a very long time, not sure how long. So my question is, I don't have it anymore, but here's my question. Is this a being that is attached to humans in general? And it's not something that human colony members have, because we were told others. The dragon who told me of this said others have it. He saw it in our community while we were doing the webinar. Are these beings who came through because of our channeling in human colony, or are these beings that are attached to many humans in general? I guess that's my question.
They feed on negativity and they feed on doubts and fears. And so they create more doubts and fears within the people that have these certain beings. Yes, they will create, they're a plant life form that creates doubts and fears. And whenever you become positive, they close in on you so that you feel uncomfortable and create more of that negative sensations within you. So some people on the planet do have those. And they were brought up by this Shinara, and he is wanting to help people. I do not think it's widely spread, but I do think that there are several people that have it on your planet. And it's because they were attracted to a fearful or traumatic situation, and then it became part of them because that is what it looks for. It looks for fear, anger, negativity.
I see. You wouldn't know what alien origin it has, would you?
It is from far, far from here, but it is in this universe. I hear that it is in other universes as well, but it is a plant fungus like being, which looks like a fungus plant. So it is very unusual, and I do not even know the name of it.
That's fine. I just hope if other people have similar symptoms, they can reach out and get freed from it. That's all.
Very well. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm circling around now for people who have a second question from you. We'll start with Wendy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, man, my question just like slipped out of my mind. What I wanted to find out is if there are additional galactic energy modalities, healing wise, that can be currently added to our universal tool bag, and how we would ask for them.
There are many things outside of your realm that have modalities of that are different, but they do not always work with your atmosphere or your density. But I will seek those things that work with your density and come back with more symbols or more things that may work with you. But I believe galactic energy healing has brought the more powerful symbols to you at this point, but there are surely more, I'm sure.
Good. So I've been using those symbols quite a bit, and I'm wondering how effective they are because as a healer already, I think that they're benefiting immediately.
Yes.
So I just wanted, I guess,
they're
affirmation.
stronger. Some of them are stronger, yes. And they will get more immediate reaction than other more ancient symbols.
Okay, thank you. And what is happening today with the energies that feel so strong? I mean, like I said,
you're coming upon the Lion's Gate, and that is changing the energies.
I see. And then my last question is, last year in the summertime, I had orbs come to me and they felt like they came right into my body. Were those same orbs that are going through clearing the earth right now?
We'll have to ask them. I believe so. Right? I believe yes. They're telling me yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, why did that happen to me like a year ago that I needed to be cleared so quickly?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, thank you so much. Many blessings to you.
So, thank you. We're running down to the last 15 minutes, so let's everyone keep their questions short so we can get in as many second questions as possible. Go ahead, Susan, even though this is for your first question.
Hello, Michael. Would you be able to answer a question regarding the elemental realm, regarding the brownies?
I can. What of the brownies are, what questions you have about them?
I recently channeled them in our channeling practice last Wednesday, and they came through that they would like to channel through Wendy and I in one of our future elemental realm series events. And then yesterday, I kind of felt like they were in my house. They've been helping me, like, motivate me to clean my house. But I felt like I knocked over water and food, and I had to clean up the floors and the counters. And I kind of felt like they were behind that, like motivating me to clean. And I'm just wondering if you can confirm that or not. But any information about their species that would be helpful in preparation to do a live event with them would be wonderful.
As far as I am aware, the brownies are more reclusive, and when they do come around, they do things like that because it is the only way to motivate others. They don't have the wherewithal to motivate you in any other way than to cause a problem so that you will fix it. So yes. They are more reclusive, though, and they do not like anyone to see them or know that they exist. But right now, they're coming out of the woodwork a little bit because they see what is happening with your density. They see what's happening in your world, and they do want to be helpful and not so lost in some ways. They are lost to mankind in many thought processes.
So do they mainly like to come in the evening? And I understand they help to clean people's homes or motivate you to clean. And I left a gift of just some baby carrots out in the woods where they told me to leave it. And I do appreciate them, but I did get a little frustrated by them like knocking things over for me to clean up. But I apologized to them afterwards that I didn't mean to get frustrated with them for that I do appreciate them. So
sometimes they do those kinds of things to keep your mind off of something negative. And so you got frustrated and felt negative anyway, but they might have kept you from thinking something about someone or something that was bothering you. But they also managed to clean your house.
Yeah, I did also have a big emotional release about, yeah, something else I was thinking about.
And that is
And
what
maybe
they were
that's,
wanting.
yeah, and maybe that was with the Lionsgate. And I know there was a full moon, I think, on Thursday night too. So
That is part of it, yes.
yeah, so I was releasing like some old energies and stuff. So all right, so thank you very much. Yeah, I'll continue to connect with them and work with them and acknowledge their presence, because yeah, they want to step forward and be known
They're
more.
an unusual group, but you will like them. They're friendly enough. They're just don't know how to do things in a way that you might like them to
A
do.
human way, I guess. Yeah, and are they, I read that they're a subgroup of the gnomes, is that correct?
That is true, yes.
Okay, just wanted to confirm. All right, thank you very much. I'll let someone else ask a question. Thank you.
Thank you. Bridget has a question. Go ahead, Bridget.
Yes, I have about the sleep paralysis. I had a dream, a very strong dream last night, and I couldn't breathe anymore. And I have that sometimes, maybe 5 or 6 times in the past. And there was a huge furry.
Bridget, it's very difficult to hear you.
Yes, it is.
Oh. Is that better?
Yes, like a million times.
Oh, thank you. Well, I had this dream that I couldn't speak or breathe anymore. I was trying to shout for help, but nothing came out of my mouth. And there was a big black furry thing in my bed. And I have this recurring dream where I just can't breathe anymore. I just can't breathe. I'm trying to shout and nothing comes out of my mouth. I prayed to the Father and it didn't help. And then I called upon Mary and it also, well, didn't help.
What this is this negative entity is part of something you have created. That is why they cannot help you with it. It is because you have to deal with it. There is something, a darkness that you must deal with that is causing you to be stifled in some way. And it's something in your emotional being, it's something in your emotional life, maybe something in the past, something that you feared, something that you have taken, given to people that was not so positive or something, but you have to forgive that self with that within you. This black furry thing is not something that anybody can relieve but yourself, because you are dealing with it, and you brought it to yourself, and other people are dealing with things of this nature right as well. So it is not unlikely that many other people here are dealing with that as well. But I would like to tell you that you have to just realize what it is that is happening, and that is that there is something there that was not quite right, and you have to fix it.
How can I figure it out what that could be?
You can look at your what you're doing now, what you have done in the past, and figure out what has not been well with you at some point. Something has been not right with you. You're not sure what it is right now, but there's something that you fought against, or something that you felt very strongly that just came, that doesn't feel quite right, that you should have maybe done or something. I'm not sure what it is. It's in you.
Well, when that dream started, and I was asking myself, is this my mother who's stifling me?
It's possible.
And then it was a no. And then I was very unsure, is it my father? And well, the thought of my father stayed with me. But well, then it changed to that furry beast.
Yes, it is possible that it is a relative or someone that is near you that is haunting you, or there is some trouble between you and you're trying to find you just can't get it to go away. And so you must find out why. Is there unforgiveness there, or is there hatred there? Is there unkindness there? What is it? And you need to work with that and see how to get rid of it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. We have a time for just one more question. I just want to make sure that everyone has asked a question. Everyone's asked several questions. Will, did you have another question before we go? Or Elga? Did Elga have a question? Or Angie?
No, I'm good.
Angie? No?
I'm good.
Okay.
I will go so that you may clear up all your loose ends.
Thank you very much.
Much love to you all. There has been much information come through today. It is that this information is for your benefit. It is for your well-being and uplifting. Even though some of it did not sound all that positive, it is for your positive growth and for your understanding in many ways. We are here to enlighten you in any way we can, and sometimes that takes many different kinds of beings, because many people respond to beings differently than others. One person may respond to me better than they respond to Shinara, the golden dragon, or someone may respond to the golden dragon better than me. So you understand, many types of communication can be given so that many kinds of people can understand the messages. This is what is happening now. That is why so many of us are here today. That's why so many of us have been speaking to you today, is because we want as many to understand the messages as possible. Some will understand it spiritually, others will understand it intellectually. And so in that note, please find it in yourself to understand the information as much as you can. And if there are questions, save them and write them down, because it is important that your questions are answered in this time before the upheavals come and before the things change drastically. We want you to all know that this is a time of great expansion, and you must be part of it. I will leave you now.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Many, many, many blessings. Hello.
Hello, welcome back. Thank you.
Thanks.
It's beautiful, beautiful channeling. Lots of information from different beings we haven't met before, and also from our friend Michael. So, and Elijah. Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Perfect. So why don't we end with Angie giving her announcement, and then we can go through the blessings, and then next week we will have Will be channeling with us for the Lionsgate. So that's very exciting. Yeah. Okay. Let me turn this off, you off spotlight, and open this back up for everyone. Oh, wait 1 second. One moment. How come I can't do this? Jim, you're always the spotlight. Okay, there it is. Let me see. Okay, there we go. All right, so Angie, oh, Yana came back. Kiana was gone for a little bit. You zipped out for a second. All right, so we'll have Angie, did you want to do a blessing as well?
Yes, please.
Okay, good. You're muted.
Am I still muted?
Not now.
Oh, okay. All right, so do you want me to start with the announcements? The announcements are, we had just finished our last class, Galactic Energy Healing Teacher class. What we want to do now is get a response from all of our subscribers to, if you could send me an email at classes@hucolo.org of what you are interested in. Jim and I will get together after his little small vacation, and we are going to go ahead and then figure out our next class. Classes@hucolo.org. If you could just send an email to that, if anything, if you're interested in any classes.
Perfect. Okay. Have a blessing. Have a blessing.
Okay, here's a blessing. 𝗪𝗡𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧 𝗪𝗡𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 a kia na a to soko na tia tuja aga.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you so much. We're right at the top of the hour, so I'm going to end here. But I just want to say next week, Will doesn't have his camera on, but Will will be channeling as per usual the last couple of years on the Lion's Gate. So Will, do you have anything you want to share about that?
I will be up on the mountain of Mount Shasta channeling live, and there's many beings that want to speak. There's good information that they're not sharing yet, but just this energy on Mount Shasta is amazing. And I hope you all have an amazing, fantastic week and an amazing, fantastic Lion's Gate coming up.
Okay, perfect. Okay, we'll see you next week. Same Lion time, same Lion channel. I was going to say bat time, but
The thing is, we didn't interpret Angie's message.
Yes,
oh,
thank
I'm
you.
so sorry.
Yes, thank you.
I was so watching the time. Okay, please.
Yes, it's an important statement.
I'm so sorry. That's the last.
They are saying there's many things in the messages today that are very important. There are many things that must be brought forth in the next weeks and months that will also be very crucial to development of many people. And so therefore we thank you and praise God for the information that has come through. And we ask that all things be well with you and that you rise up and take charge of your own life and become joyful and happy in your own well-being.
Thank you. And again, so sorry.
That's okay. Yeah,
But
you
it's a
sort
good place to
of
end.
just jumped in there.
And I was looking at the time. Well,
But I go, oh, okay.
we ended with a very beautiful message. So thank you.
There you go.
Yeah. So everyone will see you next week. Much love to you. Stay safe, and we will see you again.
All right. Love you.
Love you.